thought about why you do the things that you do? Good things and bad things. Why do we do them? I think there are multiple reasons why we do things. Some of them we do because we've always done them that way. I've heard that there are different ways to cut onions that you use for your dinner, and everybody has a different way, and we usually just do what people have done around us and before us. Tradition. Some things we do because we enjoy them themselves. Other things we have to do, not because we like them, but because they're demanded of us. Some things we do because they're good for us, even though we might not like them. Eat your vegetables. It is not always more pleasurable than eating ice cream, but it's something that's good for us. Sometimes we do things because we want to look good before other people. We dress nicely, we say nice things, and we do that because we get attention that way. Some things we do because we want a favor back. I do something nice to you, and I hope to receive a favor back. We do things for a variety of reasons. And Jesus picks up on this idea in Matthew chapter 6. Even good things. And he lists 3 items that are very good things indeed. They are prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. Giving of money to the poor, those that are needy. Those are 3 wonderful things. But in chapter 6 of Matthew, he explores why do you do it, not just what do you do. It's very easy for us to focus on what we're doing. Are you doing the right things? It's not so easy to even reflect ourselves on why do we do the things that we do. Jesus does that in chapter 6. And the amazing thing is that he addresses some very bad practices. The religious leaders of the time didn't always do things for the right reason. Jesus calls them hypocrites. You do things to get attention, even good things. He says in chapter 6, verse 1, "Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven." Now that at first sounds a bit vindictive. I will withhold something from you. But actually Jesus goes on to say, they have received their reward already. Jesus is a very generous person. God is a very generous person. You want something, and he will actually give it to you. You want attention, and Jesus will not take that away from you. He did not take that away from the religious leaders of the time. You want the attention of the people? Jesus did not interfere with that. You want to be honored and praised by men? Jesus did not take that away from anybody. Sometimes we have the impression that Jesus just wants to take things away from us, but this is not the case. Instead, Jesus wants to give us something much better. What he offers is not the recognition of men or the honor and praise of our peers, the people that we're trying to impress. He says, what you do in secret, you will be rewarded by your Father in heaven. And this is actually a very interesting phrase. For the first time in the book of Matthew, Jesus says, your Father. Not you as a collective whole, as a church body, but no, you as an individual. This is your Father. And this will culminate in this amazing prayer, the Lord's Prayer, in which Jesus uses this endearing term of Abba. We can call God our Father. My Father, your Father. This is what Jesus has to offer us. What we do in secret, what we do for the right reasons, that is rewarded by your Father, that personal relationship. This is something the hypocrites didn't have. This is something the people that look for attention and for honor and praise do not get. The praise and honor of God. They are not called to a relationship with the Father. But if you do things for the right reasons, then God becomes your Father. This endearing term of relationship. In fact, one commentator on the book of Matthew has even gone so far as to say that these religious leaders were not giving, but buying. They wanted the praise of men, and they bought it with money. They paid for it. And that's sometimes what we do very naturally. Our sinful being yearns for some of these very instincts, and yet Jesus calls us to be different people, to do the right things for the right reasons. The giving should be giving for others. The praying should be praying for others. The fasting should be fasting for others, not for myself, not for my honor, not for my attention, but for God's glory and the benefit of others. So this is my challenge to you today. It's all right to do the right things, but even more importantly, let's do the right things for the right reasons. To enter into that relationship with your Father, with my Father, to be honored and praised by God. Here's the question. Would you rather get a check from your friends, or would you rather get a check from God, who has unlimited resources? And this is what Jesus is proposing. He's not taking anything away. He's offering you the world. Do the right things,